going live.
Oh, man. What the heck's going on?
Hey, welcome to Floridiots. I'm Lee.
Hey, guys. I'm Pops.
How's it going?
It's going.
So it's a gloomy day in Florida.
We got a tropical storm brewing.
We do. Fred.
Heading to the Pensacola area from what I understand.
It's going to hang out in the Gulf for a while.
Sweet.
We're not dating the show here or anything,
No,
right?
we're not.
You're not supposed to talk about like things that happen very specifically in a time frame because then the show's not evergreen anymore.
It's happening right now.
It's fine. All of our comedy is dated.
Yes.
We're going to start doing just stuff from the 90s. Hey, have you heard about this Monica Lewinsky?
No. Have you seen the show Friends?
So this is Florida Man. We're going to do Florida stories, but I thought we should talk about our favorite Florida hurricane stories.
Ooh, okay.
When I was a kid, I grew up in a neighborhood that was a couple of miles away from the University of Florida, and we lived it was kind of a mixed neighborhood. So it was like single family homes, starter homes for, people growing up in the 80s that didn't have a lot of money, and then students. So I lived near a lot of students. And one summer it was a horrible hurricane summer. And I think it was Hurricane Dean that came through.
Okay.
It caused a lot of wind damage and flooding. Oh, probably like 88.
Okay.
And let's see if I'm right. I'm going to look it up.
So Hurricane Dean. 1997.
Hurricane Dean, 1989. Boom.
Look at this.
How about that? How about that for the old hurricane knowledge? So I was 12.
What was 1989, Mr. Trebek?
I was 12. You were like 26.
I think 30 by that time.
So I lived next door to some frat boys, and I remember playing out in my yard, and it's just pouring rain. But I had this whole thing where I was a football player, and I would make up whole seasons for myself. This is before the video game thing came out. This is before Bill Walsh College Football. So in my mind, I would be out there like dipping and dodging, but I was probably like really slow, but in my mind I was super fast. So I was out there playing, and I see these guys marching by with rafts and a canoe, and they all had empty 6-pack cardboards on their heads as hats. And I was like, I'm following these guys. And they went down to Hogtown Creek, and Hogtown Creek had flooded to where you could just barely get by the underpass without hitting your head. And they dropped their rafts in there and hauled ass down to it. Ends up depositing out there behind Hawaiian Village.
Yeah.
So
that's
again,
funny. With
the dating of the show and the super specific geographical references,
it is Florida.
Like, this is very niche.
It's Florida, so I mean that's what happens. But
and your favorite hurricane story?
I don't know, just the ones I got drunk at.
That's the thing about growing here where we're inland.
Yeah,
it never hits us. So everybody gets has a huge hurricane party, and then nothing happens.
But in Sarasota, our house was never flooded, but I do remember a lot of the houses. I think this is probably the same. This is like 1990, 91-ish, probably.
So Andrew been that year.
It flooded all the canals that go through Sarasota. So all the houses on the canals, which usually would have like a 30-foot, your yard would just drop down to the canal, it'd go down 30 feet, and then that's where people would have boats or whatever.
Right.
Flooded all the way up to the houses, flooded all the homes along the canals, like $200,000-$300,000 homes. And we had to go visit our friend. They were stuck in their house for 2 weeks upstairs. And like we had to bring them food and stuff.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was like people got stuck in their homes, but it sucks. They had the most expensive homes. But they were all just bummed.
They're usually the ones that
got squashed.
Yeah, if you're super wealthy, you're super poor.
Yeah,
you're the ones that are affected most by the storms.
Yeah, it was bad for them. So, but
I think eventually we'll just all be underwater here.
We'll be like the water will make it to about Palaca-ish. So that's where the beaches will be.
Right,
50 years. So in 100 years we'll have probably prime beach real estate in Gainesville.
Absolutely, this is going to be beachfront eventually.
Definitely. Sorry, Daytona.
Are you ready to do some Florida Man stuff?
Yeah, man, let's go for it.
All right, you got anything pulled up?
Okay, let me see. I do have something pulled up. I have it saved.
Yay!
Right here.
I don't.
He doesn't have it saved.
Coming up, by the way, follow us at the Floridiots Pod on Twitter.
Yes. The
Floridiots Podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
And Tumblr.
The old TikTok and Tumblr.
Yeah.
Is Tumblr still a thing?
Yeah, man.
Oh, cool.
It still has a lot of stuff going on.
I thought it was just for like porn now.
No. Actually, this isn't really a Florida Man thing. I actually this week kind of want to do like a cool history thing.
Oh, okay.
About Florida.
Great.
And this is something I don't think most people know is that
people tuned in for like meth smoking alligators, and you're going to give them actual Florida history. I like this. That's the old okey doke there. Yep.
Between 1912 and 1919, I don't think many people know this, or actually between 1912 to 1926, there were over 120 movies filmed in St. Augustine, Florida, and that was supposed to be the next Hollywood.
Yeah.
But then I guess prior as the Depression and stuff was coming about, that's where St. Augustine, lost that grip. But for like 20 something years, Hollywood was in St. Augustine, in the early teens of this state. So it was a very artistic place. And I hear like lots of performers would go there, singers.
Oh, cool.
All different types of artists. And
what era was this? Early 20th century?
Yeah.
So like the Ringling Brothers would have been doing their stuff down in Sarasota at that same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
very cool.
Very, very, very artistic area, but somehow
gypsy people, artistic people. Wow,
Yep.
that's cool.
Travelers.
Yeah, I kind of always got that sense from St. Augustine.
You can feel that though when you go there, right?
It's my favorite city in the entire United States. Like if I'm gonna move from Gainesville, that's probably Los Angeles and St. Augustine have been in my
get a boat
peer view. Yeah, exactly. The people who live there though that are like progressive and artistic and thoughtful. They hate it. The people that I know that in St. Augustine, they complain so much about what goes on in St. Augustine as far as like the city and county commission and stuff. It's very conservative and kind of rednecky.
Yeah, most definitely. Oddly enough.
Hashtag visit St. Augustine. We're definitely not getting any tourism sponsorships from them.
It's okay.
A sign on a Miami highway flashed "Arrest Fauci." The message wasn't in the traffic plan. Wow, arrest Fauci. And then I'm trying to pull up the pictures. He had a pig with sunglasses attached to the sign. Oh my God. This guy dressed his pig up and then adorned him with a arrest Fauci sign. Here, can you see that? Little tiny pig with sunglasses.
So we know what
goes on in Florida.
So we know what would have happened in Green Acres in 2021.
Yeah.
They would have been dressing their pigs up like Fauci.
What the fuck? Butt injections, twerking, and strip teases.
Ooh.
And a man.
I've never done that.
This is horrible podcasting because this story should already be pulled up.
The producer didn't do his job today.
We've got very serious internet issues right now.
Yeah.
So on the next Floridiots, we will do the story of butt injections and twerking.
But I got some more news then. If you.
Your internet's actually working.
Yeah, mine's
fantastic.
for some.
That's what happens during live programming, folks.
Totally.
By the way, follow us again at Twitter, at Instagram, and at Facebook, the Floridiots Pod.
Well, check that out, please. Florida man steals a forklift, a four-wheeler, and shoes in a crime spree. Charles blank is accused of stealing.
Oh, we're not
two
saying
trucks.
people's last names. I've just been going ham with that.
I think I'm going to pull off on that.
My bad.
A car, a four-wheeler, and a forklift. 2 trucks, a car, a four-wheeler, and a forklift, among other things. He's currently being held on an $88,000 bond. Why he needed all these things? Why do you think a Florida man would need all those things? Maybe he's trying to start a construction business.
Did he steal them all at the same time?
He
did. Yeah. Forklift, four-wheeler, and shoes all at the same time.
Yeah. So
impressive crime speed. The police actually referred to it as impressive.
Crime spree.
I don't necessarily know that they understand what impressive means.
Good job, fella.
Yeah.
Impressive would be not getting caught.
Oh, I like that. All right, so follow us, like us, and then we'll be back with more Florida man stories. Hashtag Floridiots.
Peace.